Hi, Simon here from crookedimaging.co.uk, and I've got a quick fix Friday video for you, a Photoshop 2020 tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to add a tilt and shift effect to your picture. So we've got this picture here, and we're going to go from this to this, and it doesn't take very long, so let's get to it. Right, so first things first, let's open our raw file. So just going to open that. This is a DNG file. This is from one of my drones. This is from the Phantom 4 Pro. So let's open that up. Right. So I've already done a bit of editing on this. I'm not going to go into the camera raw settings too much, but I'll have a little quick cheat as well in a minute. But we've got the picture here. I've cropped it, as you can see there. And I'm just going to open that picture, which will then open it up into Photoshop. So there's our raw image. Now the first thing I'm going to do is press Ctrl J just to copy that layer, and that gives us a new layer. And what I'm going to do with that is I am going to convert it for smart filters. Quite clever this is. So I'm going to click on that. And basically it allows us to go to and fro with the filters once we've applied them to the layer, so it's non-destructive. So we've now got our layer, we've now got our smart filter layer, and I am going to go to the blur gallery and go to tilt shift, which is the effect that we want. And there you can see it has applied the filter. Now what we can do is we've got this little circle here with a pin dot in the middle. We can drag that to where we want the effect to work. So I want the fault there to not have any effect on it. And then we have these two bars here which we can drag up and down. As you can see, that moves the level effect to how close it gets down to the bars that have no effect on them. So I'm just going to move them slightly. You can also move these bars up and down as well to change where the effect is taking place. And I fancy those boats to not have any effect on them, so there we have it. I'm just bring this one down a little bit lower, so we've got all the trees there. Bring that down a little bit. There we go. And then what we can do is you can either see this circle around here. You can drag around there, and you can see the blur level changing. Probably going to be around 28, something like that. And you'll see that that also is changing up here, or you can just drag this to and fro. And then you can change the level of distortion as well. And if I drag this to and fro, you can see the way that the distortion is changing in the background. And if you click on the symmetric distortion, that has the same effect top and bottom. So you should be able to see that there just changing. We can just go up to about +10. These settings are for this picture only, so really you just need to have a play around with your own picture, because every picture is different. So we are going to do that, and then we're going to click on OK. And there we have it. So if I double click on the hand, that will bring the picture up for full screen within the Photoshop window. Now, if you want to go back and you want to, you're not quite sure about it, you can double click where it says blur gallery, and that will bring you back to the filter, and then you can go in there and you can just change it a bit more. I might just increase that a little bit more, then click on OK. And that's the beauty of using the smart filters. But what we can also do, so I think that would look quite good in black and white. So I'm going to go filter, and now you can go back to camera raw. Now I prefer camera raw when I'm converting to black and white and things like that, because it works on the raw image. So if we click on camera raw filter, that now brings us into our window, and you can see that nothing is set in there. So all the changes that we made when we worked on the camera raw image before we brought it into Photoshop, all of that now is set on that picture, but we can then go back and do some more editing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert it to monochrome. So now we're black and white. Now with monochrome images, increasing the contrast is always good. I'm going to have a few little tips in here. So if you click on these arrows here, what you can do is you can set so you can see whether you've got any burnt out shadows. Sorry, I was to say burnt out shadows. You've got any shadows where you're losing detail, and burnt out highlights. So you can see there that these bits have turned blue. That's where we've lost detail. So we can just pull these blacks back a little bit until that disappears. If I do the same with the whites, you can see that's really, if I do too much, you get all this red area that appears. So I can pull that back a bit. I'm going to do it about there. Obviously this is where the sunlight's coming in up here. Then you've got your highlights, so you can pull that down, and that almost gets rid of the burnt out areas up in that corner. We just perhaps bring in the whites back a little bit. Then you can have a little play with the clarity, just to give the picture just a bit more bite. Maybe the texture, because there's lots of textures in there. Texture tools, brilliant in camera raw. It's always good just sometimes just to get the sliders and just pull them up to one end and then pull them back. Just because if you don't do that, you don't know what you can achieve or what the filter or what the tool will do to the picture, unless you take it right up to the end and then you can pull it back. So I'm liking that. Might just pull the exposure up just a little bit. Just give the picture a bit more punch. So if I hit OK, you'll see down here now we've got two filters. So we've got the camera raw filter and the blur gallery filter. If we double click on the camera raw filter, because maybe we don't like something, we can just bring it back, make some changes, and click on OK. And there you have it. Very simple, very easy, effective way of adding a tilt and shift effect to the picture. So that was the original. And that's the after. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like the video if you did. Subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell so that you can get updates of when we bring out our new videos. Don't forget to comment if you want to see anything else. Just put that in the comments below. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.